start getting problems.
Really?
You know, and we have found that formula to
So we spend it like that? Is our money we are spending it like that?
Yeah, we spend together.
We like that. Yeah. I mean, I like the spending together bit.
But that has not been easy over the past 20 years. I mean, there are times, many times when there was absolutely no money. You know, especially when you are starting such a venture.
Yeah.
It took a lot out of us. It built our relationship. It built our ability to trust in God. It built our faith also, you know, because over the time.
Oh, yeah. 97.3. Come on. Let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best.
95, 96, 97.3 City FM. It doesn't get any better than that. Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Tonight, I'm here with
Ejibi Wiafe Akintin.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, a Citi North Member of Parliament, Ebenezer Ado, denies claims that he incited violence against military personnel on an anti-Galamsey campaign. The police, however, want him to come answer some questions. Also coming up, Office of Special Prosecutor arrests acting head of legal at the Ghana Revenue Authority as part of investigations into the SML deal. And later on Eyewitness News, we'll talk some agric matters because there's a grain glut and we are told that this is actually threatening the next planting season, according to the Peasant Farmers Association. We'll be hearing from them here on Eyewitness News. We also have business news and the latest headline.
International Monetary Fund commends Ghana's fiscal discipline as inflation falls to single digits.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including in the Ahafo region on Hammers Radio 106.5 in Goso, in Sunyani on Greener 95.9 FM in the capital. In the Western region, we are on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM. All of them are based in Takoradi. In the Ashanti region in Kumasi, we are on Alpha Radio 104.9 and also on Orange 107.9 FM. In the Volta region, we are in Ho on Global 105.1 FM and in Adakluwaya on Adanu 107.7 FM. In Tamale, we are on Diamond 93.7 FM in the Northern region. In Laura, in the Upper West region, we are on Westlink 88.1 FM. In Boko, in the Upper East region, we are on Source 100.1 FM. And in the same region, we are in Navrungo on Pure 100.5 FM. In Nakpanduri, in the Northeast region, we are on the Nakpanduri Escarpment via SCAP 101.3 FM. We're live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we are interactive. Join us with your messages 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Let's settle for details of our stories, and it has to do with Galamsey. Ejubi.
The Member of Parliament for Citi North, Ebenezer Kweku Addo, has been invited by the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service following an attack on the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat NIMAS and his team at Tridium in the Ahafo region. According to a statement from the police service, the MP is alleged to have incited a mob that obstructed the NIMAS team during an operation against illegal mining activities over the weekend. The Inspector General of Police has since directed the CID to take over the case to ensure a thorough investigation. Here are excerpts from the police statements read by my colleague Kennedy Chumesi.
The Inspector General of Police, Christian Teteyohono, has directed the Criminal Investigations Department to take over investigations into the attack on the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat and his team by thugs at Fidium in the Ahafo region. The Member of Parliament for Citi North, Ebenezer Kweku-Addo, who is alleged to have incited a mob and obstructed the NIMOS team, has been invited to assist ongoing investigations into the incident. Calm was eventually restored through the joint efforts of the police, the military, and the Zongo chief of Fidium, who helped mediate the situation and facilitate the safe evacuation of the NIMOS team. The chief's vehicle was damaged during the process, but no injuries were reported. The Ghana Police Service strongly condemns the attack and would like to caution against interference with law enforcement operations. A special operation has been launched to identify and arrest perpetrators to face the full rigors of the law.
You heard excerpts of a statement released by the Ghana Police following an attack on the NIMOS task force in Shediem. Meanwhile, coordinator of Eco-Conscious Citizens, Awula Sewa, is calling for the immediate suspension of the members of parliament involved in an attack on the director of operations of NIMOS and his team. Speaking to Citi News, Awula Sewa argued that the MP should be arrested and made to assist with investigations, warning that failure to do so emboldens others to engage in similar lawless acts.
We have the men, we have the resources to bring potential riots under control. The challenge here is that the facts were supposed to have been incited or led by a sitting MP. The names of 2 MPs were mentioned. So what needs to happen is that they should be dealt with. When there's proper leadership and the persons inciting the mob are dealt with, the mob will dispel. But the mob is only there because they were called and they knew that there would be no accountability. But the 2 MPs should be helping the police with their investigation. In the first instance, they should be suspended from Parliament. I mean, this has to happen for starters. Otherwise, there's no message being sent out that we are serious with dealing with illegal mining. And then what we are saying is that NIMOS is not a force to reckon with.
You heard coordinator of Eco-Conscious Citizens, Awula Sewa.
This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Let's do some more interviews on this particular issue now. I'm going to speak to the Director of Communications at the Ministry of Lands. Now, they are the ones who have this particular NIMOS organization under them. Ama Mausi Mawenyefia is the Director of Comms at Lands Ministry. Madam, good evening, if you can hear me. Hello, madam. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening.
Great. So thank you for joining us. This report we are receiving, the accounts we are receiving from the weekend about an attack on your director of the NIMOS. Can you tell us officially what the ministry has been briefed on what transpired? What kind of assignment was it and what challenges they encountered based on the official brief that has been given to you?
Okay, thank you. Good evening to you and to your listeners. So if you recall, a few weeks ago, there was a directive from the minister coming from the president to say forest reserves, the water bodies have been declared military zones, and that the NIMOS team was going to be deployed across the major water bodies in the forest reserves. And these areas had been categorized into 21 hotspots. So the team had actually gone on ground because the deployment has started. The team had actually gone on ground to do a recce in some of the areas. And coming from Goso, from the report, the account that we received, the briefing that we received, on their way from Goso, around the Bunikrum, around Shediem area, they found mining activity that was ongoing along the roadside. And there were a few people there, but when they spotted the NIMOS team, I think they bolted. But there was a gentleman who was operating an excavator. So he was around, and he was accosted and asked to call the owner of the site to come over for interrogations. And while that was happening, Ken Obua, who is the director of operations for the NIMOS, said that he had asked the gentleman to refill the pits that they had dug with the excavators. And so a gentleman came who identified himself as a defense intelligence representative for the region. And he further called another gentleman who came, identified himself as Rasta also. And then there were two gentlemen who actually came in two different vehicles. Now, when these gentlemen came, they said they were the owners of the site based on the feedback that Ken Obua got. And he decided that based on his work, he was going to arrest them for mining along the roadside. And there was some agitation. He had searched their vehicles as well, identified, discovered some guns, some monies, and a few other things. So he had decided that based on protocol, he was going to take them to the police station for further directives. And then they got a call that there was the MP, Honorable Benizado, wanted to speak to them. He actually came to the site, and then he said he was asking for the release of the gentleman. If you recall, I think the Friday or so we had shared some trailer of a sort of the news, the initial briefing of the news to say we had arrested some three gentlemen along that area, and then details were going to follow. So he came and had asked for the release of the gentleman who had been arrested. And Ken Obua decided he wasn't going to do that. He wouldn't budge. So, according to him, he got a call from Honorable Collins Dauda as well, who wanted to understand what the situation was and, just basically get a briefing. But in the course of the conversations, the mob started coming in and tensions rose. And according to Ken Obua, they were overpowered by the mob, and it almost turned bloody. His vehicle was destroyed, the windscreen of the vehicle was destroyed, the handles of the vehicle and all of that, and they narrowly escaped. And so that was a briefing that he had shared with us. Now, further to that, the minister, Honorable Mokofibua, had decided that because certain MPs had been mentioned, it was wholly appropriate that he speaks to the Speaker of Parliament. And so that has been done. And then investigations have been launched into the situation to identify what exactly happened, who started it, what was the role of the MPs in the whole thing, and all of that. And then the perpetrators can be brought to book.
Interesting. Now, how was the condition of the soldiers? Were they physically assaulted to the extent that they sustained injuries? Has there been any such report?
I haven't received any such reports, but they are military men, so they had to find a way out. But it wasn't a pleasant situation, and this should not have happened. This should not happen. We've been in this country and we saw what happened to Major Mahama, and that should be a reminder of what such situations could cause. And so this is not a good situation, and it doesn't augur well for government's position in this fight. Government has said that we're committed to fighting illegalities in the mining space, and we keep hammering this. We are not against the activity of mining. But I mean, if, for instance, there were legitimate reasons why the individuals felt that they could mine, this should have been a conversation and not a mob attack. And so the minister condemns it, government condemns this particular action, and that is why the investigations have been launched into it. And then we can get to the root of the matter.
So based on everything that the soldiers reported, the member of parliament for Isutifi North was complicit in the attack on them.
So the report that they shared was that he had come requesting for the release of a gentleman who were subsequently released because they were overpowered by the mob. And so the gentlemen have been released as we speak because the mob was quite large. But yes, so basically that's the report that we have received from them, and which is why the speaker has asked that the investigations be taken into it. And we've also seen the statement from the IGP as well on this particular matter.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, Omar.
That's Ama Mausi Mawenyefia. She's Director of Communications at the Ministry of Land, speaking to us on this ongoing issue involving an attack on some soldiers by the youth of part of the Ahafo region. And you've heard the official account from the soldiers who went on the site, and the accusation against the member of parliament for Isutifi North, who has also claimed that he was acting on a request by the MP for Isutifi South, who is currently not in the country. We'll be hearing from the MP who has been mentioned in this particular matter and other persons who have interest and knowledge of this subject. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck, or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you, or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number, or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Mumu or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more, and the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
My hands are champion, creating temptation. 100% natural keyboard. Ginger, garlic, onion. No salt, no MSG. No preservatives. Steam them natural. Chicken, fish, and meat. Yes,
Kivo 3 100% natural ginger garlic onion powder. Incredible aroma. Champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic, and onion. 3-in-1 Kivo.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our Express Points to EcoBank Pay, online banking in the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change. Powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Ah, go me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so this is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay way now, yeah. So where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you have my go be inside? I give you info. Make a fill the go be too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let me bring the messages you've been sending through. Honorable Ayub from Yagbong in the North Gonja district of the Savannah region sends a message and says, in fact, these two have disrespected the president and the government agenda to fight galamsey. In a serious country, these MPs would have been arrested by now. Hardy in Pig Farm says, no regime since independence has stolen as much as these create loot and share family and friends of... Mausi Ibi Esther from Abutiateti in the Volta region says, Ghanaians strongly condemn the violent attack on Naimos and Director of Operations by the thugs. It continues to say that violence undermines justice and progress. It says that authorities must investigate swiftly and hold perpetrators accountable. So that's a message that has been sent through. This message comes from Abi National in Uwa, and it says that whoever is behind this attack of anti-galamsey should be arrested and face the law because GM will not allow lawlessness. Akapo Jr. and half of Mim says the MP must be impeached for such an unparliamentary behavior. How on earth should a lawmaker be so lawless by inciting people against a state agency who are mandated to fight the galamsey menace? Jones Adboy-in-law says, if what we are hearing about the MP is true, it must be condemned in no uncertain terms, and the Member of Parliament must not be left to go unpunished. Hamdan Alassan from Nyonyi South says, it's deeply unfortunate when a lawmaker becomes a lawbreaker. This irresponsible MP who organized thugs to attack Naimos for fighting galamsey must be made to face the full rigors of the law. This one from Cornelius Siewob from Sunyani in the Bono region says the MP should be interrogated, and if found culpable, he should face the law to serve as a lesson to the rest of whether he's part of the party or not. We saw the video displaying on social media left, right, and center. This one says, what a shameless disgrace. Honorable Collins Dauda, the TV South MP, brazenly ordered his colleague to sabotage legitimate Naimos anti-galamsey raid, unleashing chaos, arson, and destruction of the state equipment. This is in leadership. It's criminal complicity, shielding poison peddling galamsey barons. Well, the MP has said something. That's from Koku Bansa. The MP has made a statement. I'll be sharing that with you briefly. In fact, let me just read that statement for you from the Member of Parliament who stands accused. He is the Member of Parliament for Esutifi North in the Ahafo region. His name is Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Ado. He issued a statement on his official letterhead, which I'm going to read for you now. It says, to the good people of Esutifi North and the general public, I am compelled to address the recent unfortunate incident between some residents of Esutifi South and the military task force deployed on national assignment. Chronology of what transpired. On 1st November 2025, whilst en route to a funeral at Achirensua in the Esutifi South constituency, I inquired from Honorable Collins Dauda, the MP for the Sutifi South constituency, whether he was available so we could move together. Honorable Dauda indicated that he's currently not in the country, so I could represent him. Upon reaching Shridiem, I realized there was tension in town, so I inquired and was told there was a military operations going on at a gold extraction site. I quickly called back Honorable Dauda to inform him of the development. He asked me to go to the site to enable him speak with the team to ascertain what was going on, because one of the assembly members who he sent wasn't spoken to by the military team. Upon reaching the site with my constituency vice chairman and driver, I introduced myself to the leader and asked that he speaks to the person on the phone. Having arrived at the place, I saw some youth at the site while others gradually massed up. The only advice I could give was for us to move to the police station to officially make a statement and subsequently hand over items and suspects to the police to calm tensions. Upon reaching the police station, it was seen that major road had been blocked, preventing vehicular movement. Together with the military, regional police crime officer, NIB operatives, Kenyasi police commander, we all remained in the police charge office while statements were being taken. I went further to call in the Zongo chief of Shridiem to assist us in calming the situation, and he came. Having finalized the handing over of items to the regional crime officer, the Zongo chief volunteered to pick the military officers into his Toyota secure vehicle because the pickup of the military had been tampered with. So that's the first part of the statement. The second part continues, the second page. It says, the Toyota vehicle of the Zongo chief had its glasses smashed at the back by then, and I had left to attend other funerals in Ntotroso, Jedu, and Wamahinso. I wish to state that under no circumstance will I incite the youth against security officers and any government-planned agenda. As a responsible lawmaker, I offered my support to ensure there is calmness in the area and will always work together with every security agency to maintain law and order. It is quite unfortunate that the police in their sit-rep failed to acknowledge my contribution towards ensuring that calmness prevailed. I urge the public to disregard the false narratives aimed at tarnishing my reputation and undermining my efforts to serve my constituents. As your member of parliament, I want to assure you that I remain committed to the welfare and safety of the Ghanaian citizens and other state institutions. Signed, Ebenezer Kweku-Addo, MP, Esutifi North. So that's a statement that the member of parliament has issued in relation to this particular matter. We've tried to have an interview with him. We've not been successful in getting a comment from him. He says he'll be meeting with the police CID tomorrow and may speak to us afterwards. We've also made attempts to hear from the Honorable Collins Dauda, who is far away in South Africa, where incidentally today he has been sworn in alongside Deputy Speaker Bernard Ahiafo as members of the Pan-African Parliament in South Africa. We've not been successful in getting Honorable Collins Dauda to speak to on this matter. However, we've been picking various thoughts of civil society members on this attack on the soldiers, which soldiers were saved by the police in Shridiem. One of the persons we spoke to is the Executive Director of the Bureau of Public Safety, Dr. Nanaya Akwada. Let's hear what he said.
The youth that were involved, the front leaders, the gang leaders who were involved in this, shameful act, must all be identified using the CCTV footages, put on a wanted line, arrested, and also brought to book. It is very, very important that, as serious as Galamsey, the blow that is dealt into our society, the blow that is dealt into our environment, we take this matter as seriously as possible and we process it as swiftly as we can, so that the signal is sent out there that no high profile individual, no persons of influence, and even no commoner will be allowed to go scot-free if they attempt to impede the efforts of government sanctioned bodies or sanctioned government bodies who are, put out there to work on behalf of the rest of the people of Ghana.
So that's Nanaya Akwada. He's executive director of the Bureau of Public Safety, speaking to us on that incident. And if you go to our social media platforms, you will see the videos of what transpired, where the soldiers were being led into a vehicle by the police who had come there to rescue them. And it was a very ugly incident, watching what happened, where the information is that the youth were incited to come and attack the soldiers who had come there to engage or prevent the activities of galamseyers. And you've heard the member of parliament who has been accused of being the one who mobilized and brought the youth to come and engage in that particular act. You've heard the statement that he issued saying that it was not true. Other claims have been made, and we are going to be trying to speak to people who have actually followed this particular discussion and people who have been reporting on these matters. And we are also hearing that Parliament has been involved. Let me go on the phone line and speak to Erastus Asaridonko. Now, Erastus Asaridonko is a journalist with a multimedia group, has been covering mining-related issues and galamsey issues for many years now. He has narrated what, based on what he's picked up, happened at this particular Shridium case over the weekend. Let me speak to him. Mr. Asaridonko, welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
I have seen what you wrote on Facebook. For purpose of those on radio who may not have followed what you wrote, you narrated what transpired on Saturday, and you added pictures and videos of what happened. Now, based on everything you know from the information you picked up, can you tell us how this degenerated to the extent that soldiers had to be rescued by policemen in Shridium?
Well, so Naimos and I, we do communicate. So whenever they are on operation, I'm privy to what happens on those operations. I'm also privy to some visuals from the operation and what happens at every given time. And so, per my investigation, the commander himself, normally, he doesn't go on all the operations with the soldiers. But this time around, he was on one of the beats. And his attention was drawn to what was going on, that activity by the Shridium Road. And so they stopped and went to inquire. And upon inquiring, they found out that it was a gold processing area, contrary to law. In fact, what they were doing there was more dangerous than the kind of mining that we see and report every single day. And this is why. They were doing what we call leaching. Leaching is done with cyanide or certain acids. What they do is that they buy the tailings. The tailings is the residue from mining activity, the ones that they are supposed to throw away. But research has indicated that 70% of gold can still be recovered using that method involving cyanide. And so they dig a pit and they use polythene bags to line the inside of the pit, and they pour in the acid and the tailings, they mix and they do the processing there. This is hazardous and very dangerous to the environment. And that is what they found them doing there. In fact, they seized some of the acid material and the chemicals they were using. And so they arrested the men on site, and including one Burkinabe. Then subsequently, this gentleman drove into the yard. He's called Alex, in a RAV4 vehicle, and says he owns the site. And then Again, the MP also followed with his men. And they demanded that they release the people they have arrested and put in handcuffs. And the commander said no. They cannot do that. And so it became a hot argument between them. Then they called, he said he told the commander that it was Honorable Collins Zauda who asked him to come to the scene. He said, still, they are not releasing the people. So, in fact, that degenerated into a heated argument right there. And that is what went on and escalated into what we saw at the police station. Because they decided that they were going to then send the men to the police station, the nearest police station, hand them over to the police, and give the evidence they gathered on the site to the police, because that's what they normally do. And at the police station, that is where more people, including the men who came with the MP, joined. And it de-escalated into that whole violence that you saw there, where the NIMO's vehicle was destroyed. They were going for the life of those soldiers, and they threatened to burn down the police station. So it was a reinforcement from another police jurisdiction that came in to save the situation and whisk them away to safety. That is what I've been able to confirm on the ground.
Okay.
So I am surprised.
Are you also? Can you also confirm that it was the MP for Esitikpi North who brought those people there, or by the time he got there, there was already a standoff? Because he, in his statement, he said he was on his way to a funeral when he got to Ishidiem and realized there was a commotion, and for which reason he then went to inquire. And he called the other MP to report.
If I may ask, where was the commotion?
He said he noticed a commotion at a mine, at a gold extraction site. When he got there, he realized that there was an issue. So he called the MP, because that's not his constituency, to report to the MP. And it was the MP who said to him that, oh, I've actually wanted to speak to them for a while now. I've not been successful. I sent my assembly member. They will not speak to him. Can you give the phone to them so I speak to him? That's the narration he put up in his statement.
Well, that is contrary to what I found on the ground. Because he went to the site when the people were arrested. And then NIMOs touched their settlement. They bent down the settlement. There was no resistance back then. The people were in handcuffs. They were going to do their due diligence, take them to the nearest police station, hand over the exhibits, and continue on their journey. Until the alleged guy who claims he owns the site came to the site. And the MP followed with his men. And that was when the exchanges occurred. And it went on for hours, not minutes, hours. So if the MP says he was just passing by, well, that cannot be accurate. What I have gathered on the ground, and there is evidence to it. That he was there, and he was not there for minutes, he was there for hours. They engaged in a heated argument. He requested that they remove the handcuffs from the Burkinabe and the other guys they have arrested, and the soldiers rejected it. And that is when they decided that, no, we will send them to the nearest police station. And if you have any issues, go to the police station and have it checked out. And it was at the police station that the mob gathered in their numbers and besieged there, that they were not going to allow them to put the men they have arrested in police custody.
Rastos, of late we see policemen wearing cameras on their body, so that a lot of the things that happen, they record it with these body cams. Do you know whether the soldiers on the NIMO's team wear body cams so that we can check what exactly transpired if that would have been filmed by their cameras? And secondly, would it be fair to say that Collins Dauda is not necessarily involved in this matter because this is an MP claiming that he was called by Collins Dowda. We do not know whether Collins Dowda indeed called him or not, and whether we can even blame him as people are trying to do on social media.
Well, my write-up on social media has not accused Honorable Collins Dowda of anything. It was the MP and his people who claimed that it was Collins Dowda who sent them. And that is vividly captured in there. So nobody has accused him of owning a site or being complicit in anything. At the end of the day, what we are calling for is a full probe. I am curious to know what would be the interest of Honorable Collins Dowda if somebody is engaged in an illicit activity, which of course they knew. I don't know whether they knew all this while or it has come as a sudden surprise to them that the people were engaged in processing gold using chemicals and that they need a license to be able to do that. And that is an unlawful activity. Did the police in the area know? The two MPs, did they know? How long has the thing been operating there? How come they did not know? If they were very minded citizens, so-minded citizens, good citizens, and they knew that that activity demanded a license and it was without a license, what did they do? Did they notify the police?
Very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Yes, the part on the body cam, do you know if they wear body cams, the soldiers, when they go on?
I am not aware of any such, and I have not inquired.
Very well.
But I know that they do have evidence to support what I have written.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you for having me.
That's Erastus Asaridonko. He's a journalist with the Multimedia Group, a one-time Journalist of the Year for the Ghana Journalists Association. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. We are also live across the globe on citynewsroom.com. You can join the conversation with your messages on WhatsApp 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Let me go on the other line and speak to Engineer Ken Ashigbe. Now, he has been leading the anti-Galamsey coalition, the media anti-Galamsey coalition. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. We thought that we're winning the battle, but this weekend, we nearly had a major Maxwell Mahama case all over again. Hello, Afo. Good evening.
Good evening, Omaro.
Yeah, I'm for one earlier. So I'm saying that we thought that we were winning this fight, at least based on everything that this government says is putting in place, until the incidents of the weekend came and shocked the entire nation to see soldiers looking helpless and people asking to physically assault. Actually, some were physically assaulting them, and because they had gone to fight against Galamsey, it appears that the battle is long from being won.
Well, thank you very much, Omaro. And again, this is despicable. And for me, I think the call by the police, the IGP, and then also the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources are in the right place. Fortunately for us, there are video footages. I heard you asking whether the NIMOS officials were wearing body cams. If you look at the statement that was coming from NIMOS, it looks as if this was not it was not one of their operations that they go where they are all fully armed, but it was something, a recce that they were doing to be able to position a permanent team in a particular space, one of the asks that we all have been clamoring for, which they have been doing. And so for us to be able to get community members, whether they were incited by who or what, the investigation should be able to prove. But there's adequate evidence for us to prosecute everybody that is found. The state needs to demonstrate that it has the power. The state should not demonstrate weakness. Otherwise, what would happen is that these criminal elements would all go all out and they would overrun us. So it is important that all the evidence that the people who were arrested, all the evidence that were collected be immediately returned back to the police, and the investigations that the IGP has said is going to carry out is carried out. The statement issued by the Member of Parliament should be considered, but everybody who has to be brought in to make sure that we get to the bottom of it and we punish everybody, it's important. And we need to let all communities know that the state is there to protect all of us. But when you decide to come and act against the state will use the full force that is at its command to be able to deal with you. This is the challenge that we're dealing with. You go into places like South America, and this is what is happening. It's organized crime, and they then use elements like this to overrun state apparatus and all of that. We should not allow that to be happening. And so we need to definitely get to the bottom of it and make sure that anybody who is implicated, it does not matter whose ass is God, is dealt with as strongly, as robustly as required. And you see, Omar, this is the reason why some of us still think that the state of emergency is important. If a state of emergency has been declared, and with all the powers that the president will have at hand, who born dog for these people to do the things that it is that they have done? And it's important, again, to state that the state should not come out looking weak in this particular instance.
Okay, so we've seen the police issue a statement. The Member of Parliament has been invited. Now, this Member of Parliament is not a government appointee. The only connection he would have with the government is the umbrella. Does the president and the presidency need to say or do anything on this matter? Of course, he cannot be fired because he's occupying a position. And he has said that he's innocent of all the claims being made against him. Do you worry about how the president ought to act moving on from this, considering that two members of his party have been claimed to be involved in this matter? Does he have to say anything?
Well, again, I think that it's important that investigations are carried out. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And so, for me, I think it's right that the IGP has told us that this invitation has been done. If you read a statement from the minister as well. But it's important that because it is party, and we know the role that the president plays in leading the party, it's important that the party, and I know that the president has made some positions clear to his party people about not shielding anybody when it comes to this. So it's important that the president passes that through the party hierarchy to tell them that, nobody in the party is bigger than the law and is bigger than the state. And so that is not going to be tolerated. So that support, again, we run an executive presidency, and so the voice of the president is more superior than anybody else. And so that communication, the president just needs to reinstate a point he's made to them and give the IGP, give the Minister for Land and Natural Resources all support that is required to ensure that anybody who is found complicit, so far as this is concerned, are dealt with. And it is important for us to pass this information, that when these things are happening, we should take out the partisanship from these things. It's not necessary to be going into these places with party executives and all of that. They don't have a role to play in our governance. Those in the party that have places, roles to play in cabinet are very defined. But constituency chairperson and all of that, you don't have any role to play when it comes to our governance, when it comes to the law enforcement. And so that part needs to really be done. And again, because there's a member of parliament involved, there's also the Speaker of Parliament who heads that institution as well. And so what we would ask for is the fact that everything should go through the full rigors of the law, and everybody is innocent till proven guilty. But we need to ensure that the arms of government, the arms of the state, come very heavy on anybody who will be found to be complicit in this thing that has happened.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That's Engineer Kenashigbe. He is with the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, speaking to us on the incident from Hridium over the weekend in the Ahafo region. Let's speak to Richard Kumado. He's a security consultant. He's joined us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, many people who have watched the videos keep referencing the man in whose honor and memory we built a roundabout around Chado, Major Maxwell Mahama the late. We saw the videos of how a community rose and attacked him in the heat of the fight against illegal mining at the time. And watching the video, everybody is remembering and talking about that, looking at how the soldiers looked, how helpless they looked, and how they were being assaulted, and how they had to be protected by the police. Now, there are security implications in this, aren't there?
Now, you were asking whether by the nature of the mob, there are security implications.
Yes, please, for the state generally.
Oh, not for the state generally, but if you look at it and you take the element of inappropriate mining, Galamsey, for the past 5-6 years, we've traveled across the country to do national risk assessment, taking Galamsey as an element. And it is clear, vividly clear, that Galamsey poses a major national security threat. To that regard, when you are dealing with this in whichever capacity, you are directly involved or faced with a threat. So operational challenges, entrapment and entanglement and people wanting to lynch them is one of the challenges they have to go through. So in that regard, yes, it's a major security threat they have faced. And I think it's time the NAMOs themselves must do two things. One, they will need to review the team's operational methodology, and they have to reassess the approach and the strategy they use in many of the communities they will want to work at, whether they are curtailing it or whether they are distracting them or whether they are cutting down their supply chains. Because all over the country, there are places where we classify them to be high-risk zones, others are medium, and others are low. So working on that path and on that target will also make them a bit more invisible, and they will survive many of these attacks. But this one was unfortunate, and the manner it happened, I think it poses a major threat, not to just the NIMOS members, but the security within the perimeters as a whole.
The NIMOS is supposed to be the arrowhead fighting this. Now, if even they are not safe, can the fight be won?
The number that came under fire is 10 or 8 of them. It means that they did not have the full complement of the NAMO squad. It was an operational challenge and what they decide to do at any point in time. I agree with you that if you keep on fighting soldiers in line of duty, you might be asking more than you can handle. And that is unfortunate, and it's something we should stop it, because this is a national exercise. These are people we put on there to deal with the issues of inappropriate fighting. If you keep on fighting them in any form or shape, then you are fighting the soul of the state. And people are right to say that you cannot win this fight, because if you are fighting the people, you create impediments in their way, and you also put in some sort of hiccups in their way, considering the fact that they have logistical struggles and they have manpower struggles. So I agree with you that we will need to do more if we want to win this fight against inappropriate mining.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. That was Richard Kumado, his security consultant. Let's hear from the Office of Special Prosecutor now, shall we, AGB?
The OSP has arrested Freeman Saba, the acting head of legal affairs at the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, for his alleged involvement in corruption and obstruction of justice related to the controversial GRA Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited SML Revenue Assurance contract. In a statement posted on its official social media platforms, the OSP confirmed that Mr. Saba is under investigation for suspected corruption and corruption-related offences, as well as obstruction of justice connected to the GRA SML deal. The contract, which engaged SML Ghana to provide revenue assurance services in the downstream petroleum sector and other areas, has been the subject of public scrutiny and criticisms. Reports of inflated costs, questionable procurement processes and concerns over the legality and scope of SML's operations have heightened controversy around the agreement. Away from that, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana has called on the government to take immediate steps to address the ongoing grain glut that is severely affecting farmers across the country. According to the association, more than 200,000 metric tons of unsold paddy rice and maize remains from the previous farming season, while several rice farms are yet to be harvested. The situation, it said, exposes farmers to further losses from bird invasions, bushfires, and inadequate harvesting equipment. In a statement, the association warned that if the crisis persists, it could discourage many farmers, particularly the youth, from participating in the next planting season, potentially undermining the government's Feed Ghana initiative.
News. Be there as it happens.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I have to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters.
MTN, everywhere you go. Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you have my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Is that not my daughter's picture and name on your school's billboard?
Oh, yes.
But why? Is that how things are done?
Oh, madam. But I thought you would be happy to see your child's picture on display by the school. She's a star.
Star for what? Look, take that billboard down right now. My child and I need to know when our personal information is being shared, how it is shared, and what it is used for in any organization. It is my daughter's personal space and her privacy matters. Why would you do that?
Madam, please, exercise patience.
Assert your privacy rights. Request erasure. Restrict the use of your information. You can give and withdraw consent to the collection, usage, and disclosure of your information from any organization. It's your rights. It's the law. Privacy is everyone's responsibility. To learn about your rights and more, visit www.dataprotection.org.gh or call 0256 301533. Remember, privacy is personal.
Flight 715 is now boarding at Gate 4.
Welcome to the Stanbic Bank app that makes you live a lot more like
topping up my electricity before ECG do me yawa.
That's smart. And you have to send mom money. Forgot?
Easy. We'll just transfer from the app.
We are about to take off.
Okay, let me also enable my travel notice.
It was that easy, huh?
Complete. Now I can use my card abroad without it getting declined.
Hey, you forgot to pay your water bill. The guys are outside to disconnect.
Wait a minute. Water bill payment? Done.
Why you lucky?
Charlie, my Stanbic Bank app sorting me back to back.
Level up and do more with the Stanbic Bank app. Download now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 0302 815 789 to get started. Stanbic Bank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ijubi Wiafe Akente. Let's settle for the details. The International Monetary Fund has commended Ghana for showing stronger fiscal discipline this year, a development it says has been crucial in driving inflation down to single digits for the first time in 4 years. According to the IMF, government's tighter spending controls in 2025 is a strong improvement over last year, when high expenditure and currency depreciation pushed inflation upwards. IMF resident representative to Ghana, Dr. Adrian Alter, in a yet-to-be-aired interview on Channel 1 TV's Point of View, says the government's fiscal restraint, aligned with the Bank of Ghana's tight monetary stance, has helped place the economy on a strong footing.
I would say fiscal discipline is extremely important after coming from debt restructuring and all the fiscal slippages that happened in 2024, and the audit of the payables is still to be released. But what I want to say is that the government, given the limited resources and given this target of 1.5 primary surplus, will aim to prioritize projects, make things more efficient, spending as well, and at the same time have also some policies that protect vulnerable groups. I would say that has been our focus from the beginning of the programs. When you look at other issues, for instance, fiscal discipline, this year is much better by the current government than the spending last year.
Dr. Adrian Alter is IMF resident representative in Ghana. Catch the full interview with him and Bernard Avle later tonight at 9 p.m. on Channel 1 TV, The Point of View. Away from that, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abena Amoah, says the market's performance so far this year reflects a renewed sense of cautious optimism among investors seeking to raise capital through the exchange. According to her, trading activity on the Ghana fixed income market has more than doubled in 2025, driven by stronger participation from corporate institutions exploring new funding avenues. Speaking at a business forum in Accra, she added that the equities market has also recorded significant gains, with GSE Composite Index ranking among the best performing stock indices globally.
So far this year, the GSE's Composite Index, which measures the performance of the market, is up over 70% in Ghana Citi terms and about 90% in US dollar terms, making us probably one of the best performing markets in the entire world. And that's on our equities market. We also run the Ghana fixed income market, and we are seeing a doubling of volumes traded on that market. Another signal we are seeing is that the pipeline of companies that are interested in sourcing financing using the GSE is growing and is getting stronger. We launched a commercial paper market that helps companies raise short-term debt capital. And we had our first issuance on that market this year. Federated Commodities, a licensed buying cocoa company, came and raised funds on our market at 17%. So what we are seeing at the exchange is also optimism, cautious optimism. There are still challenges. What we need is more companies to access capital.
That was the Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abena Amoah. Now, the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy is projecting a further drop in domestic fuel prices in the coming pricing windows, driven by favorable global petroleum trends and a strengthening cedi. This forecast follows the latest round of price reductions by oil marketing companies in the first pricing window of November. Market leader Star Oil, for instance, lowered petrol prices to 11.97 Ghana cedis per litre and diesel to 12.47 Ghana cedis. Speaking to Citi Business News, Executive Director of the Centre, Benjamin Incitement, said Ghana's improving macroeconomic environment provides an opportunity for continued relief at the pumps.
The first policy is to make sure that there's dollar availability for importers of petroleum products, and also the more available dollars, the more the cedi continues to appreciate against the dollar. If the cedi continues that way, I think that by December, as I indicated earlier, prices will even be cheaper compared to what we are buying today. The other fortunate part is that in December, there are a lot of remittances in the country because many Ghanaians will be trooping in from abroad. And when they come, they bring a lot of dollars into the system and ensure that the cedi becomes very stronger against the dollar. For the international scene, I think that if we have the much dollars to import, they are always available product because today, as we speak, hitherto we would have observed that when prices of products on the international market were decreasing, the OPEC will maybe decide to cut supply to readjust prices upward. But today, they are not doing. There are a lot of supply gluts. There are a lot of product on the international market. When we do have the resource to be able to import this product, and if we are able to import them, I think that there will be energy security in terms of petroleum products availability for the Christmas festivities.
Benjamin Incitement is the Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Government is set to reduce the 1,070 Ghana cedis regulatory fee charged for courier service operations as part of efforts to ease the financial burden on operators and enhance compliance within the sector. The decision follows extensive stakeholder consultations after the Courier Services Regulatory Commission suspended its enforcement activities earlier this year. Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Sam George, told the Public Accounts Committee that the revised registration fee will be reflected in the upcoming fees and charges bill to be laid before Parliament.
We've put a moratorium till the end of the year for everyone to get themselves licensed, either as an independent operator or under a fleet management operation certification. Because many of these young men who do courier services, but for that job, will be unemployed and will pose a security risk to our country. So we've spoken to them and said, instead of charging 1,070 Ghana cedis to register in one go, we've decided that we're giving them a 50% moratorium on the 1,000 Ghana cedi to allow proper it's been approved under the fees and charges, and so we're working to drop it in the current fees and charges that will come, and that's why we've put a moratorium on enforcement, and then said that once we are able to pass the new fees in the first 3 months of next year, we would expect that all of them do the needful and register. Enforcement, we announced, will start on the 1st of April 2026.
Sam George is the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. As cybersecurity threat continues to rise in Ghana's increasingly digital economy, the president of the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana, Shaibu Ali, is urging businesses to adopt cyber insurance as a key safeguard against potential losses. Highlighting one of the emerging areas in the insurance landscape, he describes cyber insurance as a growing necessity for institutions that are becoming prime targets for cyber attacks. Shaibu Ali made these remarks at a media and trade bodies engagement in Accra held as part of the association's Awareness Month.
A lot of issues have happened over time. There's been a lot of changes and dynamism in public activity. There's so much change in economics, in social activity, in politics and business, and all these pose different types of risks. And insurance has come out to bring up different solutions for these risks. One of them is cyber insurance that has come out in reaction to the development of technology, IT, and all that, and the fact that there are so many risks that are coming on a day-to-day basis. So now banks, hotels, hospitals, different vocations are exposed to cyber risks, and these can be covered by insurance. So I can pose the question, what happens if a hospital, for example, cannot pull up the information of their patients? How do you treat them? Because now nobody's using cards and folders. Everything is online. It means people will be sick. People might die. They can sue the hospital. If a bank, for example, gets hacked like it happens every day. People cannot withdraw money, people cannot deposit money. Businesses of people will be affected of the problem. They can sue the bank. And it happens with so many other vocations, airlines and all that. And there is a cyber risk insurance that can take care of these things. And it is necessary for us as a country to see how we can bring our focus to these things.
You heard President of the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana, Shaibu Ali. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ejubi Wiafe Akente. Up next is Point Blank.
Dreaming big, thinking Africa. UBA Ghana's got your back. For business growth and expansion, UBA Ghana's got your back. With a 6 billion after loan facility, UBA Ghana's got your back. With apps, send and receive money anywhere, UBA Ghana's got your back.
UBA Ghana has got your back. With the 6 billion after loan facility, your business can grow, export and trade across the continent.
And with PAPS, send and receive money across Africa instantly. Now live on Leo, your 247 digital banking buddy. UBA Ghana.
Connecting you to Africa's opportunities. UBA.
Africa's global bank.
UBA Ghana's got your back. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Citi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509-551-609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valix Lease, affordable document management solutions. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. I'm Omar Rusandama. Tonight on Point Blank, we are going to the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. It has been sitting for some time now and been questioning public office holders on a number of issues that have been discovered by the Auditor General. Tonight, we're going to hear from the Minister for Communication, the Honorable Samuel Nate George. He led his sector people to answer questions in front of the Abina Asari's led Public Accounts Committee of Parliament.
Yeah, the Auditor General tasks you to recover the said amount and provide evidence of payment as a proof. Have you done that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We have taken prudent steps as part of our accountable governance to trace most of this outstanding debt. And just for the purpose of transparency, I would run through each company and what the status has been. One, technical surplus. They left the digital center in the second quarter of 2024. They had an outstanding debt of 21,000 Ghana cedis, 879 and 75 pesos. We've done every step to retrieve the debts. The company is unresponsive, and so we are commencing legal action to reclaim that. 2, Layout Lorette LC. The entity is still on the premises, is still operating. As at October this year, as at 29th of October, about 4 or 5 days ago, their total outstanding debt is now sitting at 61,267 cedis, 5 pesos. We've been able to, the new management has been able to recover 45,000 Ghana cedis and is on track to recover the outstanding 26,000 Ghana cedis that, 16,000 Ghana cedis that's left. 3, with some computer systems, outstanding debt 78,472 cedis, 89 pesos. We've done everything to reach out to them. Their tenancy was terminated in July 2023. The previous management terminated their tenancy without taking steps to recover the money. The phone number on record is no longer active. And so we're still trying to find an officer of the company or any asset of the company that we can raise legal actions on. 4, MW Technologies. The debts for that still remains the same. The tenant left without notice. And so we have sent them a demand notice and also put the lawyers on stand to begin legal action against them. 5, Ghana Startup Network. They remain tenants of the center. Their old debt has been paid, but they have a new debt for 2025, which is 10,168 cedis, 2 pesos. Management is working with them to get that payment for this year. 6 is Kudigo Limited. Current outstanding debt is 54,578 cedis, 16 pesos. The last made payment on the 13th of August 2024 of the amount of 21,400. The entity left the center without any notice. Management has tried to reach them. We contacted a gentleman by name Kingsley, who is a staff, but he says he's not responsible for settling the debt. He's forwarded an email to us. We've sent an email and again issued a demand notice. After we failure to pay the outstanding balance, we would initiate legal action. And the 7th one is Sibacor Limited. The outstanding balance remains the same. They've not been tenants. They left the premises, the center in December 2022. We've not been able to reach them because their phone numbers are inactive. As and when we're able to find any assets or persons associated to the company, we will exact recovery. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor General, can you please confirm these payments from your end?
Honorable Chair, in respect of the infraction in the report, subsequent to that, what they have recovered is 29,000 cedis. But like the minister said, some of them have accrued more debts. But what we have after the infraction is a 29,000 recovery that has been made. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's go to Ghana Post. And Honorable Enim Ernest will take care of 939.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Ghana Post will be looking at your financial performance and the financial position today. So on your financial performance, I can see that the bottom line, Ghana Post posted a very good profit from the initial loss position from 2022. But then I just want to understand a few things. Your operating cost went up by about 35%, and the general and administrative expenses also went up by 51.8%. I just want to understand, looking at the increase in revenue as against the increases in your expenditure, what accounted for that high increase in expenditure for 2023?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the answer is very simple in one word: the mismanagement of the economy by the Akufo-Addo administration. Because a lot of the increases, Ghana Post pays a lot of airlines for the transporting of the parcels that we send to Europe and the United States, and we pay that in dollars. So when you saw the mismanagement when Ken Ofori-Atta, Abina, and co were at the finance ministry, and Dr. Bawumia in charge of the economic management team, you then saw that...
Respectfully, Minister, stop it right there. Just go straight to your question and answer, and don't be name-calling. You understand? Minister, please answer the question. Oh, when this was there, Minister, I don't think that is how we should be here. You are here, you have been here before, I have been where you are before. Let's just go straight to the point.
I'm guided, Chairman.
Thank you.
So in 2023, when the Citi depreciated, you realize that because we're paying in dollars, if you were paying a fee of $100 to an airline and the exchange rate was 8, our expenditure would have been 800 cedis. And then when it went to 16 in 2023, you then have the challenge that your expenditure now becomes 1,600. So that's what accounted for that. So it's the forex losses, yeah. But I'm sure that when you see the 2025 financials, you realize that even though we are doing more volumes, our expenditure would have dropped, because now with a better, stronger CD that's trading very favorably, you realize that our forex expenditure will be better.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Minister. I'm just looking at, I had earlier indicated that the bottom line for 2023 improved from a loss position of 1.2 million. All I wanted to understand was what accounted for the increases in the general admin expenses. And we are looking at the respective officers at these institutions. So going forward, we are looking at how best we can keep costs down and not just spend anyhow. That is why I asked that question. So we'll move on to the financial position, Minister. I can see that they improved slightly on their ratios, but then it's still not enough to be able to meet their short-term liabilities. So I would encourage that going forward, we pay attention to some of these things, so at least we don't get into situations like this. Thank you, Chair.
We are guided, Chair, and I can assure you that, 2022 as well, in all fairness to the previous administration, was also a recovery period. So the revenues were now picking up again, because in 2021, don't forget there was COVID. And so once there was COVID and you couldn't do a lot of movement of parcels, the recovery process is slow. It takes some time for it to build up. And so you then saw them go back to full profitability in 2023. So that's why you see the profit margin. But then the point is the profit could have been more if the forex thing was also low. So, yeah.
Minister, it's not just the forex. If you had reduced other expenditure, because usually that is one thing I have seen, running through most of the...
Say if they had reduced the expenditure.
Minister, there's continuity in government, so you better stop that and move on. Yes. Minister, what we have seen consistently in the public boards, with the public boards is that once they make more revenue, they increase their expenditure. It was only Minerals Commission, where when they realized they were making losses, they decided to reduce their expenditure. And when they came in here, we commended them. But I knew it was not these particular people who made that commitment. But because they are the ones there continuing with what has been done, I commended them. So it is in that same vein that when you come and there are issues, you take it up and solve it. I believe that is why the people of Ghana voted for you. But Minister, the issue is not to do with just the exchange losses alone. If I should go into their operating costs, if I should ask them to break down the 134 million for me, you will see some things that will surprise you. So it's not just about the exchange losses, but there are other expenditures that are in there that ought not to be there. You sat here and told us how you are helping Ghana Digital Center to reduce their expenditure. Because they usually would have flown 6 people for just one event with one person. So these are the other things that we should be looking at. Because tomorrow, if we should see this thing, what are you also going to say? Is the same forex losses? No, but there are other equally important things that I believe we should spend some time to help them with, like you are helping GDCL, help them with, and that should help them reduce their expenditure. The fact that they make more revenue doesn't mean, we should spend. So that's a note of caution to Minister, your agencies.
MD,
yes.
this is advice from the chair through me to you. You are guided. You want to take it as policy position.
All right. Let's go to the infractions. Unretired impress of 59,877. Have we retired this impress?
Has been retired and submitted to the Auditor Generals for verification in May 2025.
Auditors, could you confirm, please?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm that the impress has been retired. Thank you.
Thank you. The next infraction is on paragraph 953, and Honorable Akwesi Kunedu will handle that one.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, this infraction has to do with the renovation of Bekwai Post Office. And the auditors found that you did not seek concurrent approval for a variation of about 34,743 Ghana cedis. And they recommended that you seek that approval. Has that been done?
That was done and submitted. It was done. The variation was done. It was ratified by the Entity Tender Committee during its meeting on the 16th of November 2024, and that has been submitted to the Auditor Generals for verification.
Auditors, can you please confirm for us if that has been done?
Honorable Chair, the variation was subsequently ratified by the ETC. Thank you.
All right. All right. The next infraction is on paragraph 958, and Honorable Shirley Che will take care of that one.
Thank you. This is to do with procurements not executed through Ghana Electronic Procurement System. And our Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, public corporations and state-owned entities are to maintain good governance and management practices. The Public Procurement Authority, reference letter PPA CEO 10/2491/23, made it mandatory for covered entities and state-owned enterprises to use the Ghana Electronic Procurement Systems for all government procurements. Now the question is, why did you choose not to use the Ghana Procurement Electronic Systems in transactions totaling over 7 million Ghana cedis?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, the Ghana Post operates in a very competitive area, and for that reason, we have in our hands here evidence of exemption by the Public Procurement Authority from us using the GANEPS for procurement. I have in my hand here a letter dated 21st February 2023, signed by the Chief Executive, Mr. Frank Mante. And let me just read paragraph 4. Approval is hereby conveyed for the exclusion of Ghana Post Company Limited from applying the public procurement procedures in its operation, subject to meeting the board requirement below. And then the full letter is here. And then I also have here, dated Wednesday, 9th July 2025, the gazette of that exemption. So because we have that exemption, they will not be running their procurements through GANEPS. Thank you.
But that information...
sorry, a copy has been shared with the Auditor General.
So is there a reason why the auditors were not informed or were not given a copy of this letter?
At the time the audit was done, even though the approval had been given, it had not been gazetted. And so that's why we see, I said the letter was 21st February 2023, but the gazette is dated 9th of July 2025. The new management was the one that did the gazette. And so that's why at the time the audit was done, there was no gazette to show to them.
Okay, good enough explanation, but I don't see how you are walking through an alleyway, there is light in one and there's darkness in one, and you choose to walk through darkness. I mean, what would be the consequence for practicing good governance? And I don't know why you were given that exemption. But I think the auditors recommended that you comply going forward. So can you give us an update if you've started complying?
Honorable Chair, we are not walking in any darkness. We are walking in light. The Ghana Post Company Limited has its own procurement manual approved by the PPA. So it's not the Wild West where procurements are just happening in any way. No.
That's Ningo Prampram, Member of Parliament, Minister for Communications, Honorable Samuel Nate George, speaking before the Abna Seasari-led Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. Well, that's by way of Eyewitness News tonight. I am Umar Rusandamado. I did this with the Jubi Wiafia Kenten. Production by the news team, including Beverlyn London, Kwabna Wilson, Feteti Jabano, Sami Wiafi. New media support from Emmanuel Usu and his new media team. And Desmond Nyako helping us with the technical production. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. It's Monday, so I'll leave you in the hands of Samuel Atamensa, who brings you Footprints.